Today we continue our series of candidate profiles by hearing from those running for seat F on the Fairbanks North Star Borough Assembly. Current seat holder Savannah Fletcher is not running for re-election, instead seeking seat R in the Alaska State Senate.
Garrett Armstrong and Tammie Wilson are running for seat F on the Fairbanks North Star Borough Assembly. Armstrong says he is running to strengthen the district's schools.
That is, I think, the greatest investment that the borough can make at all is in our future, of course, and in our children. But I'm also running to expand our economy, because I believe that if we can expand our economy, specifically focusing on construction of new homes and housing, we can create new jobs, release some of the pressure on finding affordable homes in the borough, and also expand the community.
He would like to see the construction of new housing in the borough.
I think the Assembly has already done a lot of great work already in creating new incentives for construction of new single-family homes. I'd also would love to see construction of like multifamily homes like duplexes, triplexes, perhaps even apartment buildings. And I also would like to see, some, of course, education defended. That is probably my #1 priority. So I understand we're facing a very serious shortfall. I've seen estimates of $20 million and higher that the school district will have to figure out. And my concern is working with the school board and with community members and parents and the students, of course, to make sure those, if cuts have to be made, we can do that in the most efficient way possible, in the way that will harm the kids and their education the least.
Armstrong wants to expand what he calls the limited amount of services for seniors.
I would like to work with transportation services, see if Van Tran could be expanded to its, beyond its current service range limits. And I'd like to see what kind of services Parks and Recs could offer to, for physical activities for our senior citizens.
Wilson, meanwhile, says she is running because it seems the Assembly isn't listening to the public.
The May 7th election, in my opinion, should never have happened. People came in, testified, and said they wanted to support the tax cap, didn't want it broken, didn't want to spend $125,000 on a special election, yet that's exactly what happened. And just by the vote 70-30, it showed that it matched the testimony that came before us. And there's just been more and more of that happening.
She hopes to change how certain entities in the borough are assessed for taxes.
Nonprofits like our churches and the food bank, in my opinion, are being targeted by our assessor, interpreting state law that's never been interpreted that way, and taking, the building and then the land separately. And all those taxes that are paid by our nonprofits means they can't go into those less fortunate, which is the whole reason for the tax exemption in the first place.
Wilson says $33 million is too much to pay for a new animal shelter in the borough.
I've been doing door-to-door for several months now, because that's where you really find out what people want and what people need. And, it's back to everybody can't come testify at the Assembly on Thursday night, right? They have jobs, children, activities to go with it. So having that opportunity to hear, in each part of our borough, because we run borough-wide, what's important to them is would make it to where I can make decisions not based on what I want, but based on what the public wants.
Armstrong and Wilson will appear on the ballot in the municipal election on October 1st. I'm Alex Bengal, reporting for News Center Fairbanks.